The Enchanted Library. Once upon a time, in a small town nestled between rolling hills, there stood an old, mysterious library. The library was unlike any other. It had towering shelves filled with dusty books, a giant oak tree growing through the center of the building, and windows that seemed to shimmer in the sunlight. Everyone in the town had heard stories about the library, but no one really knew who ran it or how it had come to be there. In the heart of the town, there lived a curious boy named Ethan. Ethan was 10 years old, and unlike other children who preferred to play outside, he loved to read. He would spend hours in his room with his nose buried in books, traveling to distant lands, exploring magical worlds, and learning about mysterious creatures. One day, Ethan overheard some older children talking about the Enchanted Library. They said that the library was special. Anyone who stepped inside would be able to find a book that could take them on a real adventure. But there was one rule. You could only visit the library once in your lifetime. Ethan's eyes sparkled with excitement. He had always wanted to have an adventure of his own, and the idea of finding a magical book seemed too good to be true. That afternoon, he decided he would visit the library. When Ethan arrived at the library, the large wooden doors creaked open by themselves, as if they had been waiting for him. Inside, the library smelled of old paper and adventure. The shelves stretched all the way to the ceiling, and the oak tree in the middle of the room had branches that seemed to whisper secrets to anyone who came near. Ethan wandered down the aisles, his fingers brushing over the spines of the books. Some were thick and heavy, others thin and delicate. He felt as though each book was calling to him, but none of them seemed quite right. Suddenly, a soft voice echoed in the room. "Looking for something, young traveler?" Ethan spun around and saw a figure standing beneath the oak tree. It was an old man with a long white beard, wearing a robe made of shimmering blue fabric. His eyes twinkled with kindness, and his smile was warm. "I'm looking for an adventure," Ethan said, his heart pounding with excitement. "I have heard that this library can take you on a real adventure. Is that true?" The old man chuckled. "Ah, you've heard the stories. Well, you are in the right place. But remember, every adventure comes with a choice. You must choose carefully. The book you pick will shape your journey." Ethan nodded eagerly. "I'm ready for any adventure." The old man motioned to the shelves. "You may choose one book, and it will be your guide. But remember, once you enter its world, you must follow the story until the very end. Only then will you return." Ethan took a deep breath and began searching the shelves again. He passed books about pirates, wizards, and hidden treasures, but none of them seemed to speak to him. Then, in the farthest corner of the library, he spotted a small, leather-bound book. Its cover was plain, but there was something about it that drew him in. He picked it up and opened the first page. It simply read, "The Journey of the Star Catcher." Without thinking, Ethan read aloud the title. The moment he did, the room began to change. The walls of the library faded away, and the ground beneath his feet started to shift. The old man's voice echoed in his mind. "Remember, follow the story, and you will return." Before Ethan could say anything, he was standing on a high cliff under a sky filled with shimmering stars. The wind blew gently through his hair, and he could see a vast, glowing ocean stretching out before him. A large ship, made entirely of silver and stardust, was anchored in the harbor below. A figure appeared beside him, a young girl with glowing skin and a crown made of starlight. "You must be the star catcher," she said, smiling. "I've been waiting for you." Ethan, although confused, nodded. "I am?" The girl laughed softly. You are the one chosen to help me catch the stars before they fall from the sky. If we don't gather them in time, the night will never end." Ethan didn't understand, but he felt a sense of determination. He followed the girl down to the ship, and together they sailed across the ocean, chasing the falling stars. As they journeyed, they faced challenges, treacherous storms, tricky riddles, and dark clouds that seemed to swallow the light. But Ethan never gave up. He learned to listen to the stars, to trust in the girl's wisdom, and to believe in his own strength. Along the way, they met strange creatures and visited magical lands, all while gathering the stars one by one. With each star they caught, the night sky grew brighter, and the stars began to shine even more brilliantly. But there was one final star left, the largest and brightest of them all. It was drifting high above a mountain, surrounded by swirling clouds. Together, Ethan and the girl climbed the mountain.